Let's get started with the beginning of episode 3. Bangul is outside, wondering to herself what Junhyun is doing inside. But just then, Jae-kyung comes up to her and remarks that she's back. Everyone had left the meeting, but inside is Jae-sung, who starts scolding Junhyun and demanding, "What is all this? How did you find out about these companies?" Junhyun wants to explain what these companies are, but he brushes the question off. He tries to intimidate Jae-sung, and Jae-sung says nothing. Then we see the two siblings talking to Bangul, asking her, "What are you doing here? Have you been working here all along? This can't be. You should leave." But Bangul says she can't do that. She wants to eat her mother's home cooking. Can she come home? Jae-kyung says fine, but she'll have to sign over all the land she owns to them. Can she do that? Bangul says she has no problem with it, and she signs it over. After Bangul leaves, Jae-kyung talks with Jae-sung. She brings up what Bangul's mother did to them. Right after their own mother died, Bangul's mother seized the chairman's bedroom. They had known all along, though, that Bangul's mother was sleeping with the chairman. No matter what, those two won't get even a single share of the chairman's fortune. Outside, we see Bangul talking with her mother on the phone. Son-hee asks how she is. Have the siblings done anything? Bangul says no. Junhyun had come up behind her and overhears their conversation, and Bangul is startled to see him. Junhyun asks, "Are you going home? Did they ask for something? Was it some land?" But she says nothing. Junhyun says to himself, "What has my daughter come here to do?" Next, we see several scenes in which he secretly keeps an eye on Bangul. She turns up in various places, trying to dig up information. At night, Junhyun comes to the chairman's safe. He's about to leave with the money, but just then Bangul shows up and catches him, asking, "What are you doing here?" She wants to report him to the police, but he doesn't let that happen. He tells her who he is. He's working together with her father. And it wasn't her father who caused his accident. It was her siblings. He wants to use this money to ruin them, but Bangul says, "If that's true, then go to the police and tell them everything." He replies that he can't, because he has no evidence. Bangul doesn't believe him and starts scolding him, but Junhyun shouts back that the slightest mistake will ruin the entire plan. He's already set his trap, one that Jae-sung will soon fall into. She should just keep watching. He adds that he knows she too wants to save her father and clear his name. That's why she's been going everywhere gathering information. She says nothing. We meet the Choi-sung family, who are having a meal. Just then, Bangul arrives and greets them, asking where her mother is. But everyone refers to her mother only as a servant. Then Son-hee comes in, dressed in servant's clothes. The siblings had told them that the two of them would have to share a single room. She takes her daughter inside and asks if she's all right. Bangul asks, "What is all this? Why are you doing a servant's work here? If she wants, the two of them can go somewhere else." But Son-hee says, "Let it be. Where would they go? This house is theirs too." Bangul steps outside and looks around. But just then, Jae-kyung comes and asks her, "What have you come here to do? Are you planning to betray me?" Bangul says, "Why would I do that?" Jae-kyung warns her that whatever happens, if she does do it, she'll see what Jae-kyung will do to her. In the next scene, the letter gets posted online, the one stating that Sang-jae will now serve as acting chairman. No one realizes, though, that it was Bangul who posted it. Sang-jae is talking with his secretary, who tells him that manager Jang has gone off to Spain. Sang-jae says that no matter what, they have to catch him because he's a witness. Junhyun arrives at the company. He sees Bangul nearby and says, "So you went home." Bangul tells him to mind his own business. She still doesn't trust him. Junhyun glances over at Jae-sung and says, "Don't worry, just keep watching what I do." In the next scene, he goes inside and talks with Bong-gi, telling him what he wants. He asks him to audit the three companies, since it could work to their benefit. After much effort, Bong-gi grasps what he means. He then goes to his boss and brings it up with him. The boss says, "This idea wasn't yours, was it? Whose was it?" Then Junhyun shows up, and the boss, seeing him, that he's just some new intern who knows nothing. Still, Junhyun somehow manages to convince him as well, and asks him to issue a notice so the companies can be audited. The boss then does just that. We see, though, that Bong-gi nearly faints through all this, since it's the first time he's doing something like it. Junhyun's aunt calls him and tells him that his grandmother isn't here. She's probably gone off to see him. But since Young-ho's soul is inside Junhyun, he has no idea about any of this. Junhyun goes outside and tries to flag down a taxi to go after her. but it doesn't work out. Bangul comes along and offers him a lift. On the other side, we see Jae-sung talking with his man Song-nam. He tells him what the company people have done. They've issued a notice to audit the company. Song-nam says he thinks the slush fund will have to be transferred. Jae-sung says, yes, do exactly that, but handle it all carefully. He then goes in for dinner, where Yoon is with her father. Bong-si starts talking about the company. Who will become the next successor? He thinks it could even be Jae-sung's sister, but Jae-sung says, don't worry. I'm the one who'll become it. We see Jae-kyung, who's at the hospital, talking with her husband. She tells him to never let the chairman regain consciousness. Doesn't he want the Choi-sung group to become hers? She somehow manages to convince him. We see Bangul and Jun-hyun arrive at a bus stop, where he's searching for his grandmother. But he admits he doesn't even know what she looks like. Behind them is a boy who tells Jun-hyun the spot where he'd been with his grandmother. But when the grandmother looks at Jun-hyun, she says she doesn't know him. In the next scene, Jun-hyun talks with his aunt. The aunt explains that she has dementia. She'll only recognize him once he puts on his game uniform. He spots a boy who already has a uniform, gives him money, and takes the uniform. In the next scene, Ok-sun recognizes him and asks how many goals he scored. Bangul talks with Gong-sun and asks her to look after Ok-sun since she has dementia. Jun-hyun refuses though, saying he has no money. But Bangul says, you have my father's money. You can use that. She looks at Ok-sun, who had taken hold of her finger, and tells him, I think your grandmother likes you very much. She then recalls her own memory, how she was being pushed out of the house so she could go abroad, while her father did nothing. He just watched her. She tells Jun-hyun all of this. Since Young-ho's soul is already inside Jun-hyun, he says that her father may have had his own reason, to protect her from her siblings. Otherwise, what kind of father would send his own child away? Bangul asks, why are you taking his side? Jun-hyun asks Gong-sun how the chairman is. They then go inside where Bangul was sitting beside the chairman. Gong-sun tells Jun-hyun, I did exactly what you asked. I've fitted that camera. He then checks the camera. He gives her more money and says, this time, look after my grandmother as well. In the next scene, we see Bong-gi's team arrive at the companies. They want to audit the place, but they're not let inside. They try to get past the checkpoint. Bong-gi wonders where their two recruits have gone. We see that the two of them are sitting in a car. Jun-hyun says he knows there's someone betraying Jae-sung. They need to find out who it is. They then spot Song-nam, who is heading somewhere, and they follow him. Song-nam arrives at a house. Bangul asks him, do you know whose place this is? He replies, of course he knows. Jae-sung's father-in-law lives here. Bangul says then it's possible that he's leading Bong-si on so that Bong-si can take over the Choi-sung group. Song-nam sets off somewhere again, and they follow him once more. On the other side, we see Jae-sung trying to get in touch with Song-nam, but he can't reach him. Then he discovers that his slush fund account has been emptied, meaning Song-nam has taken all his money. He shouts at them to find him as fast as possible. Meanwhile, we see Song-nam talking with his family. He hands them a bag of money and tells them to flee as fast as they can. Go to the airport, and he'll join them soon. After they leave, a car pulls up here. Song-nam has no idea who's inside it. The scene cuts. Song-nam comes up to the car and hands over the ID and password to Jae-sung's slush fund account. He then drives off in the car. But just then, the car explodes. Bangul and Jun-hyun are nearby watching it all. But then they look behind them, where Song-nam is already standing. Song-nam recalls the moment. A car had pulled up in front of him, and that car belonged to Jun-hyun. Jun-hyun talks with him, telling him what Jae-sung is capable of, but Song-nam doesn't believe him. Jun-hyun says, you can do one of two things. Hand the slush fund account over to them and die, or give that slush fund to me and live. After thinking it all over, as he was driving the car, he stops it and finds that there's a bomb in the trunk. Song-nam then gives him the slush fund's ID and password. Jun-hyun hands him a bag of money and tells him that Jae-sung's men are looking for him. He should go and hide somewhere as fast as possible. Jun-hyun looks over at Bangul and asks what's wrong with her. Bangul says she's scared. She can't believe something like this could even happen. Jun-hyun tells her not to worry. This is only the beginning. Step by step, he'll take everything back from her siblings. And with that, episode 3 comes to an end.